Hello, this is Shan Chandrasekhar welcoming you to another delightful part of our programming. As part of a tribute to 100 years of Indian cinema, we brought some of the topmost motion picture artists, producers, directors, music directors, and singers from the Indian subcontinent. We are very delighted to present an extremely distinguished guest. She's made an outstanding contribution to the field of music through Indian cinema. It's none other than the lovely and the most beautiful Kanika Kapoor. Kanika, what a pleasure to have you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to ATN.
Thank you.
You're one of the most eloquent communicators in the art and culture and film industry, and singer as well. Is there, in the past, there was a tendency in the Indian film industry for the singers to have a very, almost singing in an artificial tone of a high pitch?
Yes.
Whereas today in the Western world, there's bass voices in the female voices, and that's all fully acceptable.
Yes.
Is that beginning to happen now in India?
You know, so my next song, which is coming out with T-Series, is a remake of a beautiful old song. No, I won't say old, but I guess from the mid-90s. And it was sung in a very high pitch. They have made me sing it in a very, completely lower octave.
Interesting.
You know, and when I was singing it, and I was recording it, I told them, I said, are you sure it's sounding a little like earthy and dull? And they said, no, we just want a very different take on that song. So, and I feel that because I've studied classical and I do my Riyaz regularly, I am able to sing in the falsetto, I'm able to sing in the middle setto, and I'm able to sing in the low bass voice. You know, like literally like, Huzur is qadar bhi na itra ke chaliye, khule aam chal na lehra. Like literally it's very, you know, abhi na jao chhod kar ke dil abhi bhara nahi. Like, you know, and then you can sing the same thing. Abhi na jao chhod kar. Like, you can sing in different.
Brilliantly.
Abhi na jao chhod kar. Like the Lata ji would sing in that.
Yeah, absolutely. But very beautifully illustrated, you know.
So,
thank you.
I think that's, you have to be able to sing this way, but you have to do Riyaz.
Absolutely. So do you still do a lot of Riyaz?
I have to, because I'd like to proudly say that I learned to become a live performer. You know, when I started performing, I could sing in my house, but I couldn't sing in front of people live. And I remember putting the tracks on, and I think it was cheating, because a singer cannot be singing on the tracks. A good singer has to sing with their musicians and sing fully live, even if they are going off pitch. It has to be true. You have to be true to yourself. So I studied and I learned and learned and learned. I did a lot of rehearsals with my band, and I think today I'm one of the few live singers.
Fantastic.
So, and I'm very proud of it. So I have an amazing vocal coach, and I'm still studying music. And I think I was very fortunate to find an amazing vocal coach who comes and does Riyaz with me and is very dedicated, you know. And no matter where I am, I have a little thing on it's a little secret maybe I should share with people who are watching. I have a tanpura.
Oh, wow.
On my phone, and you know,
What's your key normally?
So all different. I sing.
This is beautiful. Do me a favor.
So when I do Riyaz, I sit like this, and I'll be like, like I literally do my Riyaz sitting anywhere.
Please do that. I want you to do Riyaz for 2 minutes for me now. I want you to do just the way you would do Riyaz at home. Whatever raga that you do, whatever our own that you do, please just do a little bit.
Literally like sa pa sa. So I generally I'll put the tanpura on, and I will do when I'm traveling. Sa ni dha pa ma ga So I'll work very slowly and work more and more till it's not complete. Sometimes when you go, your voice starts shaking.
Yeah.
And it's just, but the more you go down, the more you'll go up.
That's fabulous.
And then I would do Om. As long as you can stretch it.
Beautiful.
So there are different techniques that you can do.
You're one of the most versatile artists, singers. Not only can you sing Punjabi folk, you can sing Bollywood popular songs, but you can also sing classical, and you've recently done some bhajans. You've released some your own recordings.
Yeah.
I want you to just do 2 lines of a bhajan for me.
I will do a bhajan. I'll do something that is a tribute to my Guruji. It was a tarana,
Okay.
with the tabla obviously, but I'll do 2 lines.
Okay.
Na dir dir dani ta dani to ta na na ta da re dani dim dara tum dre dani na dir dir dani ta dani to.
Beautiful, beautiful. Again, that was lovely.
But I'd love to perform this one day for you when you have your Sufi sessions on.
Absolutely, and we'll be delighted. We'll look forward to that recording. Okay?
Like I said, I have a lot of khazana.
That's terrific.
So, and I think no young female singer has really come out with, singing Sufi and semi-classical in a very different urban way.
Yeah.
So it's my dream. I'm going to bring that out.
Coming back to your popular stuff, of course, because you can't take your popularity away.
I'm the baby doll singer, you see.
Beat pe booty,
Twarka de beat pe booty, beat pe booty, beat pe booty. Terka de beat pe booty, beat pe booty. Paas aao na ji mere, paas aao na. Paas aao na ji mere, paas aao na.
That's fantastic. Here's from the Flying Jet. Take a look at this.
That's the first time I did something with Sachin Jigar, who are my favorite, and I think we have a lot of music going, coming together soon.
Yeah.
So,
we spoke about Shah Rukh Khan and Deepika Padukone with you, and I want you to see this picture. It's a nice selfie that you've got together. You both are wearing the same color lipstick, if I notice. And both of you are looking absolutely lovely.
I think it's the filter.
So tell me about this particular story there. What happened that day?
After a show that we'd done in one of the cities in the US. And it was very nice because, you have this whole, the actors have this reputation of being snobbish and not friendly and whatever. But I have to say that, almost living with these legends for a month and flying together with them, sharing a part of ourselves with each other. They were so warm, they were so friendly, they were so normal, they were, I never felt that I was a new artist, I was a new girl on the block, and I learned a lot. I have a lot of respect for Shah Rukh. He would take out time and talk to us and tell us stories and inspire us, because I think somewhere he could see that, that I was a little sort of intimidated and it was too much to handle, And but what a man, and I have a lot of respect for him and extremely grateful for giving me the opportunities that he gave me, and to be part of a huge tour and the movie, and giving so much love and respect, and that's all a human being wants. You could be as powerful, as famous, as important, but at the end of the day, you die, and all that remains is what you remember about that person is how they treated you.
Interesting.
And I want to be that person. I learned during the course of the last 5 years that I have to be a better person. I always have to be better than how I am, and learn to be giving, to be respecting, and that's what I teach my children.
That's wonderful.
So I learned that from these legends.
That's wonderful. You've been a brand ambassador for social community causes, for the children's education.
Yes.
You've also been a brand ambassador for a Swiss watch company, and you also floated your own fashion line,
Yes.
the House of Chicken Curry.
Yes. So, I grew up in Lucknow, like we spoke about. My mother has been working and running a charitable organization called Kalakriti for the last 28 years. And so she basically started with 4 women working and doing embroideries. And then it grew and grew and grew to more than 100. And there were two reasons for her to start. One was to, of course, give back. And second thing, she was a housewife and she wanted to do something constructive with her time, you know. And I think this was something that was very close to her heart. So I grew up in the embroideries. I used to go with my mother to the centers. I used to go to the workshop. I used to go for the chapai, you know, the blocking. I used to go to the dhobi walas, you know, the people who wash the clothes. I mean, I was a part of everything growing up. The unit that she had the tailors and the pattern cutters, and she used to do job work for a lot of big designers in India and outside of India. So it was something that is in my blood because I'd grown up watching my mom, you know, working hard in the heat of like 40 degrees in UP. It gets really hot. But being so dedicated towards her, you know, her love, which was this job. And when she turned 60, she said to me, she goes, you know, I feel a little tired when I can't work the same way. But so I don't want to now do anything for other designers. I'd like to have a small brand. And I know that you are very good at designing, and I know that you have a great eye for embroidery because you've grown up. So I know the ek tar ka kaam and do tar ka kaam, and I understand embroidery. You know, so she said, I really want you to create a small boutique brand, because if we don't, if I stop today, a lot of these ladies who actually educated their children in these villages will not have a job. I don't want to stop it, and I think it's your way of giving back.
Wonderful.
So she said, we will not sell with huge profits, but we have to run an organization. So that's when I created House of Chicken Curry almost a year ago. And I was able and, you know, in a position to invest a little bit of money in it. And it is very hard because creating clothes, looking after units, having, you know, looking after so many workers, having their unions, and selling and retailing, selling to women. Hai Tauba. So it's a very difficult job. And I did not want to be a designer. I wanted to be an investor in a company.
Sure.
And I had all the resources to take it further. So I tweaked the Indian Lucknowi embroidery into interesting, more westernized patterns. And now I'm going to take it to another level in terms of where it's going to be retailed. And it's great because it's the most beautiful form of dyeing art. Most of the pieces take a couple of months to make. It's a small needlework. They make it on a frame. I must share some pictures with you so that you can showcase that.
That'd be lovely.
And it's in my blood. So it's something that I am doing. It is not easy because I already have a lot on my plate, from music to children to you know, NGOs, and now this. So I'm full. I have lots going on. And I feel like some days I work 18 hours a day, and it's not easy. But I'm so happy and so fortunate that I'm able to do this.
That's wonderful.
So that's how I see it.
Well, again, our congratulations to you. It's not only just an investment in a business, but you're also helping the women, you know, in their, you know, handicraft industry. That's very commendable again. So congratulations.
Thank you.
It's very noble of you.
Thank you.
I want to come back to the film industry again. I had the pleasure of having one of your friends, Sajid Wajid, the music director, is here in the studio recently, and they are very delightful brothers.
Yes.
And they spoke about Kya Cool Hai, you know. That
oh God, oh my God, what
and
a song.
You had a song there, you know, I think Jawaani. So
my manager doesn't let me sing that song on stage.
He doesn't let you sing
but I love it. Oye hoye Jawaani Le Doobi.
Why doesn't he let you sing it on stage?
Because I think he can't see me, he can't watch me singing that song.
But I think for the audience it'll be good because
Oye hoye Jawaani Le Doobi, oye hoye Jawaani Le Doobi, oye hoye Jawaani Le Doobi, oye hoye Jawaani Le Doobi.
Another person who was here, who is a
funny.
colleague of yours, you know, who admires you. You sang a duet together, and he's a great singer in the Punjabi industry, none other than Malkit Singh.
So we thought, okay, we can make one song like this. And it was our like old folk line, Tutak Tutak Tutiya, Hai Jamalo. And it's sold million and million copy, and not only in India, all over the world. And my name in the Guinness Book of World Records, best-selling Bhangra artist in the world.
Oh, I love him.
And you know, that was a huge hit, you and him together with Sonu Sood in the movie. Tutak Tutak Tutiya.
Tutak 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 Tutiya, na 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 na. We will be doing more work together in the coming time. So,
Tell me about your recent work, Cheetah Mohan.
oh, so Cheetah Mohan I did, which I think not everybody got. They didn't understand what it meant because everyone understands more Punjabi. But Cheetah Mohan was a very UP Bihari sort of song on Krishnji in mind. And I am going to Paniya Bharan. You are watching New Gopiya Sajan. Kare flirting in Vrindavan. You are a big cheater, Mohan. किया था प्रॉमिस बिलो गगन चैन का मोरे किया हरन तो फिर काहे भटकाए मन You are a big cheater, Mohan. I did that song because I just found the lyrics and the whole thing very cute and very different. And I was invited several times to perform that song in Mathura. You know, because they just loved, the families there loved it. There were different pockets that got that song. You know, कभी आर कभी पार जा रे मैं नहीं करना प्यार कभी आर कभी पार जा रे मैं नहीं करना प्यार. I think it's a very beautiful song in its own way. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people didn't understand it, but it didn't matter. I thought it was nice to put it, you know, out there, and there should be something for everyone.
That's neat, you know, but you are not sending an indirect, subtle message to someone else through that song.
Of course, all my songs are sending messages. I promise you, even if I say that they are not, all my songs have an underlying message. And if they don't have a message, they will not be hits.
That is great. You know, electro...
I'm very naughty in my own way. So that naughtiness comes out in all the songs.
You're delightful. Okay. Electro folk. My good friend A.R. Rahman was here recently and we were talking about music. You and Rahman teamed up together. That was a beautiful piece of music that you recorded. I think Genda Phool. By the way, you looked very pretty in that red dress.
Thank you.
When you sang that song.
I must sing it for you.
Okay.
सास गारी देवे देवर जी समझा लेवे ससुराल गेंदा फूल सैया है व्यापारी चले है परदेस सूरतिया निहारू जियारा भारी होवे ससुराल 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 गेंदा फूल ससुराल 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 गेंदा फूल.
Wow. You know, again, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, you had an evening with Manish Malhotra and Karan Johar. So tell us about that evening. I've got this picture here. I want you to just describe what happened then.
Well, there are many evenings. I think Manish has a lot of fun get-togethers at home. He's that one person who is friends with everyone.
Yeah.
And who somehow maintains and is a very, he's that one person who's always consistent.
Yeah.
You know, generally they say in Bollywood that you're as big as your next hit and every Friday things change. But he's that one person in Bollywood I noticed and I'd like to say very proudly he's my friend, my dear friend, and I have a lot of respect for him because he is a very consistent person and he's a very consistent friend. And it doesn't matter who is successful, who is not successful, he is always the same.
That's wonderful.
And he has a lot of these lovely get-togethers where he will mix all different people together and is not insecure. And it's great to be a part of a gang. And thank you, Manish, for having me as a part of your gang sometimes, and many more to come.
That's wonderful. You and Meet Brothers, you know, you've teamed up together. You've done more than one music, you know, production and video together.
You know, we thought that a lot of now independent music is coming up in a big way, and we should sort of start doing a lot more videos and showing our face. And not just giving music to the actors. So that's how it started, and it's always a pleasure working with them. You know, I've grown up knowing them. They were in school in Sindhya with my brother. So I knew them since I was 13 years old. They had come to my home when I used to play my Yamaha synthesizer and sing, you know. And we all have a very good relation. We're like family. So a lot of people think that I only work with them. No, I work with everybody. But it's like family with them. So somehow, some stars match. Because everything we do together is always a success.
You had a beautiful song, Akiyano Akiyano.
Yeah.
What a beautiful song.
Yeah.
It was very different from your other Sunny Leone type of songs. You did this for Randeep Hooda and Kajol Agarwal.
Yes.
It was very nicely picturized as well, but your song was just absolutely lovely.
Akhiyan ne akhiyan nu rab jaane kyun diye faasle. Akhiyan ne akhiyan nu rab jaane kyun diye faasle.
A song called Teri Kamar Ko, and I think the movie was Great Grand Masti.
Yes.
Darling, pehle party kara, darling.
You're a true lover of music.
I love music. I think my life is, if I had to take the next 7 lives, I would want to be, I would want
You know
the
something?
same life.
I
wouldn't want it any other way.
I can't think of any other way but for you loving the music so much. How did you ever manage to stay away from music for nearly over 10 or 12 years?
You know, I believe in karma. I believe very strongly in karma, and now I'm at a place where I feel that everything that I went through and whoever came into my life and did whatever, good, bad, ugly, I think they had to play that role to make me the person I am today. Because it made me humble, it made me a better person, it made me understand what it takes in life, and it made me understand people's emotions. And it made me more giving, you know. And if I did not go through what I went through, I would not be the person I am today. So I see it in a very positive way, that it's okay, it was my karma, maybe from my past life, that I had to go through, and I believe in that because there is no other way. I mean, there is no other way to understand why you go through your ups and downs. But what I learned from it was that I must be a very good person, and I must help, and I must do my best that I can in this lifetime, so that I want to be that singer in all my lifetimes to come.
That's absolutely
wonderful. God will give me that as a gift.
You've accomplished so much. Yeah, and needless to say, you're very pretty. How come you've not been approached by film producers in India, just instead of doing just songs, to act in a movie as a heroine?
No, I have been plenty times, and even right now I am being approached for web series and for films. But you know, I realize that I want to sing more, and I'm not able to sing enough. I want to prepare myself to sing better. And it takes a lot of time to be a good performer, a good artist, to sing quality songs. But I wanted to be a good mother too.
That's lovely.
You know, I would come home in the night and I would put my phone on FaceTime, on a video call with my children when they come back from school, and we would eat. I would be eating alone and they would be there, and we are chatting and talking
That's
about
lovely.
the day and bringing them up. And I felt that if I became a full-time actor also, I would have no time to do this. You know, and I would live with guilt every day that I'm not there. You know, if they have fever sometimes, or they're not feeling well, or they're feeling low, or whatever. You know, I start crying because I'm like, what am I doing? You know, I go through a guilt trip. And so I didn't want to complicate my life further.
It's wonderful.
So I had to choose to have less, because I felt that less is more.
You know, you're quite savvy technology-wise. You know, you've embraced Instagram quite well as well. You've got quite a following on a worldwide basis. One of the things that I saw there was Moschino.
Yes, it's a famous.
So tell me about this fashion.
Not many people know, but I've been into fashion for the last 15 years. I've been attending Milan and Paris Fashion Week, and London Fashion Week for forever. I also walked in 2012 for the demi couture for Alberta Ferretti.
Oh, wow.
In Milan, and many more. I mean, I've been quite involved in fashion, and I have great friends in the fashion world, in that part of the world.
Yeah.
So now it's become a little bit more work. For the first time, where I'm invited by a lot of brands to come and they dress you, and they, you sit, you do front row, and you have dinners, and it's more like an influencer-based sort of work. And I enjoy it. I love fashion. I think a lot of girls love dressing up, and I like to be. I'm very edgy in my dressing sometimes. I'm becoming more confident by the day in being able to pull off what I love. So.
Does the word spiritualism mean something to you?
Everything. Life is surrounded by spirituality. I mean, spirituality for everyone is it's a very different definition. But for me, being spiritual means being a good person, being a helpful person, being positive as a human being, and helping people, doing the best you can, and just goodness, basically. That's what's spiritual for me. And even though sometimes I get angry with people, and I would say there's a borderline feeling of hatred or jealousy or revenge or something. I'm a human being. But instantly I tell myself, and I talk to myself and say, no, I cannot get into that trap. I must see this in a positive way and be more forgiving. So I think that is a whole spiritual side of me, and it came with all the different experiences I had in my life. So yeah, that's what I call spirituality for me.
Well, Kanika, it's been an absolute pleasure having you in the program with us.
Thank you.
You are a great role model for a lot of other women, around the world. So what can people expect from this great Kanika Kapoor in the next, say, 2 to 3 years?
What they can expect from me, from Kanika Kapoor, is a lot of beautiful music, because it's now that I've come into my own, and it's now that I will, and I am doing what I love doing the most. And everything is going to be full of love, and if there is sadness in the song, if there is love in the song, if there is masti in the song, there's a bit of everything. So I've used every emotion of mine into my music. And I think that's going to come across to everyone. So, there's a lot happening. There's a lot of beautiful music happening. There's a lot of work with charity happening. There's a lot of work, as a mother happening. It's a very important time for me to be with my children. So I have to just balance everything and do the best I can. I'm not in any race. A lot of people ask me, why aren't you churning music every month? You can do so much. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And I say, no, I want to do the best I can in my own way. I'm not doing it to prove anything to anyone. I'm doing it for myself, for my family, and the people that love me.
That's fantastic. Well, again, may God bless you. You go from success to
Thank
success.
you. Thank you so much for recognizing and inviting me here in this beautiful studio of yours. It's incredible. I'm blown away. I'm not saying this because I'm here, but I've never seen an archive like yours. I have never seen somebody who's so passionate, and the way you've taken me around and shown me each room and given me a whole story about what you're doing and how you're doing it. And everyone around you who's working with you seems like it's a part of your family. They're not people who are working for you. And it's a beautiful vibe. I think you're very lucky, and I think we are very lucky to have something like this, and please keep going. Please give back. You're giving a lot. You're doing so much, but it's amazing. So feel very proud, and it's something that I would talk about to many, many people that I meet, because I think more people need to know what you're doing.
That's very kind of you.
So if there's anything I could do for you to create more awareness about the great stuff that you're doing, please let me know.
Well, that's very kind of you. And
I'm always up for a good reason.
Well, that's very sweet.
For a good cause.
That's very kind of you. And the feeling is mutual. You've got some very interesting projects going.
Yeah.
So your new recordings, whatever you do, if there is anything we can do, anything for you across Canada here, we'd be very happy to be of help to you with our best compliments.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work again.
Thank you.
All the best.
Okay. Thank you.